that lasts 5 minutes and that explain what these sort of projects are all about. So what I suggest is to put this video on. If you can put the sound, can you put the sound again? I'm going to put the video on, and it's in English, and it shows what you will see is the content is what we did during CCAF. So it will give you an idea of what we do during these EU projects and how complex it is to structure a sector. So yeah, I've got to go there and click.
Let's start with the basics. Active leisure is divided into two groups. Fitness, which is everything about going to a gym, personal training, group classes, and outdoor activities like skiing, hiking, climbing, and so on. These two are not far from each other, as they both promote a healthy lifestyle throughout different ways. They're connected by their need for skilled professionals who can supervise people safely and effectively. We need them to keep our facilities safe so they can provide effective and trustworthy services. Now let's see some key figures, just to understand why this sector is so important. It employs about 1 million people in Europe who are characterized by high mobility and is responsible for 30 billion euros in revenue yearly. And most importantly, it's growing by 4% every year. Despite all this, European trainers and instructors face some serious issues. After receiving their qualifications, they're not free to work in all EU countries as their certificate is not necessarily recognized. But what if there existed a European-wide procedure for recognizing trainers by the whole EU, so they could work as professionals anywhere? Well, that sounds nice, doesn't it? The EU, in fact, has already done some serious work towards this goal through the growing number of national qualification frameworks, the NQF, which are linked to the European Qualification Framework, the EQF. Most European countries have an NQF that is formally linked to the EQF. These frameworks are tied together where qualifications are leveled in the different NQFs, but all use the same European qualification framework levels. It's like a currency converter. But, and here's the issue for our professional, the main active leisure qualifications are not on the national qualification frameworks because they are new occupations and the doors towards recognition and the EQF remain closed. Qualifications such as outdoor animator or personal trainer belong to a new group called international or sectorial qualifications. As they're not tied to the national qualifications, they're not included in NQFs and cannot be formally linked to the EQF. This is the reason why we need to come up with a new option, so we have created in our sectorial qualification framework. So, let's go. Open sesame. Our challenge is to climb this enormous mountain and to create a transparent and trustworthy system that can be understood and accepted by both the sector and the member states. And we've already done a few things to reach this goal. Europe Active and ECHO have been conducting sector development projects for the past 10 years. In 2016, Europe Active and ECHO launched the Sector Skills Alliance for Active Leisure. In 2018, a research covering all member states on current use of qualifications based in active leisure will be conducted. In 2019, a professional card system will then be established that recognizes individual achievements. In 2020, Blueprint, our long-term goal for skills cooperation and employment in active leisure, will be launched. The active leisure sector wants to cooperate with national organisations to enhance and promote the delivery. It's in all of our interests to keep cooperating and to work towards the acceptance of the European qualifications for active leisure.
As you can see, one of the key issues in our sector, like in other sector, is the qualification. You all are going to have a qualification, maybe, I don't know, you are in year 2, year 3, I don't know. It doesn't matter. You will have a bachelor, you will have a master. Now the question is, what do you do with it? The first problem is, have you got the right qualification for the right sector? Did you qualify for sports, or did you qualify for leisure? Because they are not the same competencies. That's the first issue. The second issue is, where are you going to work? In Portugal, in Spain, in France, in Greece? I don't know. Depending on the countries where you're going to go, people are going to either accept you or turn you down. In some member states, if you arrive with your qualification, like France, for instance, or like Austria, or like Italy, the professions are regulated, which means that if you don't comply with certain conditions, you may end up paying fines and in jail. And it's not a joke. Part of my job is to defend EU citizens and to have their qualifications recognized. At the moment, I've got about 80 dossiers. I've got about 20 in court, because we take the member states to court to oblige them to recognize the qualification. I have retrieved people from jail many times because they were arrested by the gendarmerie or by the carabinieri in Italy or by the Austrian police. So it's not just a joke. It's not just, oh shit, I've got the wrong qualification. No, it's the issue that we deal with here has got extreme consequences. I've seen businesses going under because of qualification issues. And so that's why we work on such issues as getting the right qualification, getting recognized with professional card, EU professional card, the enforcement of the directive. These are all things that we do. That's the job of ECHO. And the key, again, is training. We actually spoke with Joël about the possibility of working on a new project to organize common certifications. We negotiate, we discuss all the time about these qualifications. So as you can see, the sector is, and ECHO and the organizations like APECAT are very busy in structuring the trade to make it readable, to make it clear, so that when you are qualified, you know which sector you can work in, which member state you can work in which activity you can work, because it's not just open market, it's not open bar. You know, outdoor is a regulated profession in many member states, and it touches education, and the member states are they very much want to control their educational system, and they fear the other member states. Every member state fears the others. It's a competence that has not been given to the Commission, so the Commission can't interfere, and it's all down to the member states. So that's part of the things we deal with. And to illustrate the concept of qualification and training, I just wanted to mention that after the ELISA, the last project, we had this training syllabus, and we are now in partnership with Dijon University. We have created an outdoor training provider to deliver an EQF5 qualification in the outdoors, and it's an active leisure degree. So we are very much focused and specialized on, of course, outdoor qualifications. And we are developing this training program as of next October. So that will also be an opportunity probably to create partnerships with your university or with other universities. And there is a lot of job to do. And if some of you are interested in helping and participating in the work of ECHO, you are welcome. And we have spoken already with some of you to work on projects with ECHO. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jean-Yves, for our enlightening. I think it's always important, and the definition and the difference between sports and tourism is always we are connected, although we are different. The necessary of the improvement for performance in sports and experience, fun and leisure for tourism. Everyone keep it safe for happy customers, and with no afraid to say it, we are speaking about business. So if we are speaking about business, we are speaking about earning money. I think all of us in our society currently need to earn money anyway, so it can be an interesting market here for our master students to realize that, but always with the sense of getting EU and the projects to find the gap between the stakeholders and the main objective, always to create jobs. This is important. Other issue that Jean-Yves gave us his site, his perspective. Do you have the right qualification? Does our school give you the right qualification? It's a question that you always need to ask, because we are not sure that our way it's the best. The only thing that we are sure at that we are trying to do the best for you. It's what I can say for you on behalf of the school. Where you'll work and the recognition. It's a key issue, more and more at the EU level, that we can travel around and to have our certifications recognized. A fast résumé en français for everyone. Just give a part for any questions that the audience may have or not. Yes. Okay. Can you please identify yourself and?
Okay.
You are. Yeah.
In Portugal, we have a lot of companies who do, for example, team building work with another companies and outdoor recreation and leisure. How did you resolve the problem with these companies? Because when you told that here in our organization there are only leisure companies and recreation companies, but sometimes the companies have some business, some different business in that activities.
Sorry, it works like this. The activity that the company does is of importance, but it's the main thing. It's structure. The organizations that are part of our network that we represent are those who do business with customers, with tax, with VAT, with employees. And that's the key. We have a lot of companies that are part of the network who do incentive and who do seminars and these sort of things. So the perimeter of the sector is a bit larger than just the active leisure, what you may call adventure tourism. It can go towards seminars and these sort of things. But it's always with private companies, economic companies. What is out of our scope is not-for-profit, volunteers, federations, sporting performance activities. All this is the gap is there. There is a gap. There is a limit, and we never, in no country, in no member states, we have members that are not-for-profit or that have got volunteers or who don't pay tax. And when we sit around the table with our members, everyone is in the same boat. We all pay tax, we are all employers.
But there are a lot of companies working in both areas, in team building, for example, and in outdoor recreation.
Yes, that's not a problem.
One company with this type have space in your organization?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Team building is fine. That's no problem. If a company, if a person is in one company, and the owner is in one company and is also part of a not-for-profit, the not-for-profit will stay out of the union. We can't have a not-for-profit in the union. That's the limit. It's because, again, a sector is economic. It's not just the activity itself, it's the fact that it belongs to an economy. And if you are outside the economic system, you don't have your place in the sector. Yeah.
Is there any question further? So once again, Jean-Yves, thank you so much for your sharing. I think this is all about the importance of network. This Congress is all about this as well. So network, the sharing of knowledge, so that we can improve ourselves and also have a common language. So it's the blueprint. Thank you so much to all of you. Até amanhã. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.